Happy Sunday, Stampers and Paper Crafters. This is Facebook Live number 446. It is Sunday, November 9th, 2025. My name is Joy Borwedge, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I live in Burnsville, Minnesota, and I have been a demonstrator since August of 1999. I love sharing paper crafting, and I come here every week, sometimes twice a week, and I share something with you that hopefully you can recreate and send it out in the mail and make someone's day. And I love doing that. So with that, I'm going to put you down at the table in just a second. If you get motion sickness or anything like that, look away and I will let you know when I am done messing around with the camera. So hold on. So today is Sunday, as I've said, and it was snowing today. It's our first snow. Tina, hi. Now, it didn't stay on the ground, but it still snowed. It's coming, people. It's coming. All right. So at least I think next weekend we're supposed to be in the 50s again, but that's when I looked at it. How you doing? I was supposed to be on Thursday live, but that didn't happen. I had to take my husband to the hospital, so he's back home. He's good. So, all right. So we are, I think we're good. Maybe squish in just a tad bit more. Okay, good. All right, so again, my name is Joy Borwedge. I have an Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My YouTube page is Joy A. Borwedge. My online store is stampinforjoy.stampinup.net. PenguinZ33@outlook.com is my email address, that if you would like to be on my email list for my stamp camps, for any news Stampin' related, I will send that out. So send me an email. And Facebook page, Stampin' for Joy. So how this works is that I am on my Joy Borwedge page. I am doing a Facebook Live, and then once it's over, I take pictures of the product that I make, generally cards, and then I put that on my Instagram page at Stampin' for Joy. My YouTube page and my Facebook page get this video then downloaded to both of that. All right, so Facebook Lives last only 30 days, so please do a thumbs up, a heart, a share, and then if you end up making it on my YouTube page, please do the same thing. Like, subscribe, share, all that fun stuff. All right, so we have a few things to talk about. I can now show you the front page of this online exclusive list that wrong one. That's September. I want to do November. That is that one. So we have the annual catalog, and then we have the holiday mini catalog. And then we have new products that are put in the online store every 2 months, or every other month is what I'm saying. And so November was a month that we get new products in our online exclusives. And what that means is that it's not in a publication form, which takes 2 years generally to get all the artwork, get the layouts, get the catalogs printed, and it's a lot of work. So it allows Stampin' Up! To give you new product a lot more often. So we're just going to kind of look through here. And I'm going to bring this up a little bit so that you can kind of see. Now, there is a suite called Brushed with Beauty Suite Collection. And the reason why I kind of wanted to show you this was because Stampin' Up! Is going to have a new class with this. So in this suite, there is 2 bundles. Hi, Laura. Welcome. There's 2 bundles here. So it's a stamp set and a die, and then a stamp set and a die set. So this here is all flowers and greenery. And then here it's called Words of Beauty Bundle. That one's called Petals of Beauty Bundle. And this here says Just Because. And there's different fonts, there's different dyes. So the designer series paper coordinates with it. It says Just Because in big font. And then we have little font that says the same thing. Then we have Kind, Sweet, You're a Great Friend. It's Your Birthday. I appreciate you. I think you're amazing. Lovely. I love you. You're so, and then You've Been on My Mind. Now that's called the Words of Beauty photopolymer. And then the dyes coordinate with it, and so do the labels. Now I find that when they do the mega suites like this, that everything works so well together. Now here's the Petals of Beauty so that you can kind of see that a little bit closer. And there's vellum. Like, how happy is every stamper that vellum is back? It is a 12 by 12, and it's a specialty paper. And I think the reason why it's because like a thicker vellum, so it's not thin and wispy, so it's more kind of like a cardstock vellum. And then the Beauty Pattern Embossing Folder, and then the Pearls of Beauty. Now, these are products that belong to the suite, which is number 167100. And the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because, again, Stampin' Up! Is offering a class on that. So now the first class was the Traditions of Christmas class. And so we made this beautiful card, and we learned a little different technique on that. Then we had, how you doing, Laura? And then we had this card, which showcased stamping on the background and then using your blender pen. Now, that's not a Stampin' blend, it's a blender pen. And then we made this one. This is designer series paper, and it is a beautiful card. Now, this was supposed to be kind of touted for a picture, so you could put a family picture in there. However, I did not have a family picture, so there was an option to make it into a greeting card. And I love the way that Stampin' Up! Did that. And this kind of just tucks in. So this is using, the designer series paper. And then we got to make this wall hanging. Now, this is a fun kit. Everything came to us in an email that you downloaded. And so now you purchase the class, it's $30, and it gives you everything that you needed, and then it gives you diagrams on how you should cut everything. And the gray area here was the items that you were using, and everything that had a C and a D and an A and a B, those meant what card you were using those for. And then you have all that prepped, ready to go. And when you had the class, you put everything together. Now, if you couldn't do it at that time, you would be able to watch those videos and put together the class at your own timing. So that class is, and I gotta find it. Let's see. There it is. It's called the Brush with Beauty class. And that number, the class, is 170074. And it is $30 for the class. And then the Brush with Beauty Suite Collection, 167100. Now that Suite Collection is $136.25. And you get rewards on that, and you also get rewards on the $30 that you spend for the class. So with this, you would get $13.63 in rewards, and you can use that on your next purchase order. Now, I can't wait to get my order in. And then there's another one that is called the Hobby Haven Suite Collection. Now, this is a fun Designer Series paper pack. It has things that are like sewing related, cooking related, with baking, plant related, self-care related. So like a spa and a nice comfy chair and a book. And then the dies that now this is the stamp and this is the dies that cut them out. And then the earthly matte dots, and then the garden green chevron ribbon. So that is all one suite, and that is 167214. Now, if you wanted to see this a little closer, you can go in the online exclusives, and it will say new. I believe it says new. It's going to be on your first page. And so then you can click on that item, and you can see that a little bit more detailed. And so this here is a banner sayings bundle. And so you get a punch, and I love punch bundles. And so what you could do is you could put like a skinny piece of paper through and then just punch out one banner at a time, or you can do all three banners at the same time and then put them on the same card like they did this one. And then we have the on display bundle. You can make your display look like anything. The friendly the friendly foliage bundle has a really cool and unique die bundle that coordinates with that. All right. Now, we also have the delicate framing bundle. These dies are just beautiful. The Valentine Kisses bundle. Now, how cute is that? The bears kisses. And then the Swirled Designs bundle. That is for anybody who loves texture. And then, so these are the bundles. This is purchased separately. So it's basically a same, but it's broken down. So the bundle pricing is up here. And then this one here is Cake Day Bundle. I mean, you can make chocolate cake, vanilla cake. You can make that different. Now this here is actually a die that makes a cake card. So it opens up in the shape of a cake. And then you have the Outdoor Adventure Bundle. And we have elk, a fox, and then it says adventure, let's explore the great outdoors. And so you could do anybody, and this would also be fun for scrapbooking. The pop-up petals bundle, we've never had anything like that, so that's actually kind of fun. It's a little different. These two dies actually go in the seam and punch out, so something that pops up so that you could tuck in your flowers. So kind of fun. Then we have the Petals of Beauty bundle. So you can do that separately. Then the Words of Beauty. So this is from the suites that you can break down separately if you did not wish to get the whole collection. And that's everything here as well. Now here is a couple things. Then we have doilies, and then we have Whispers of Texture, which is white embossed cardstock, I believe. And so you can like add color and it would be like an embossed resist. I believe that's what that is. And then the Lasting Linen, that is a large background stamp. I can't wait to get that. I love, and it's very subtle texture. So, I mean, this is a great release. And here we go. Then we have the big little things. So we have a manatee, a hippopotamus, then an elephant, and a panda. And it says, big birthday wishes. You're a big deal. Love you. Hello there. Huge thanks. A little things can mean a lot. And that's the greetings on that stamp set. And then we also have the stamp and die organizers. So you know that when you purchase anything in the online store with the November release, it will be in the new packaging. And so you can purchase the stamp and die organizers because they're the same size and they are, you can change, the products. So we talked about the class, so that is exciting. Then paper pumpkin, you want to get, today's the 9th, so you want to register by November 10th to receive this paper pumpkin. And it is perfect. You get this box and it's all scored for you. It's colored, I believe, and you can also put small treats in there. So I think that it's food friendly, okay? And then you can also do that add-on thing. So if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you can add on the add-ons. Duh. If you're not a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you cannot. So these coordinate with the October, November, and December Paper Pumpkins. All right, then we have the 12 Days of Crafting Advent Calendar. This would make a great gift for anybody who is into paper crafting. Now, just to let you know that because it's an Advent calendar doesn't mean that this is Christmas, because none of it is Christmas. It deals with, from what I've seen, there are some flowers in there, and it's, I think, all occasion. Okay, so it's all occasion, and you get dies, 2-page stamp sets. So it comes with the stamp set, but it's on 2 pages because it's, so big. There's designer series paper in there. There's embellishments. There's other things that I will not tell you, but it's fun. Now, this is while supplies last. The number is 167335. It is $99, and again, when you purchase that, you will also get that $9.90 credit on your next order, so that you could put that in your rewards. Then, while we're checking things out, go into the holiday mini catalog, and you will be able to purchase this stamp set. And it's called Love and Courage Stamp Set. And for every stamp set that is sold, Stampin' Up! Is going to donate $3 to breast cancer awareness. Now, on here, there's nothing that says breast cancer. So for anybody who is going through any type of cancer, I think this would be a lovely card. And also make somebody a bunch of thank you notes. So then that way, like when I was going through it, a good friend of ours, he took me to some of my appointments because they were so early in the morning and my husband had dialysis. So, that would have been a nice thank you. But I did not think of that. We didn't have anything like this back then. All right. And one last thing, want to make sure that you check out the Last Chance products. That was updated in the beginning of October, but they tend to not let you know when things are getting really low. So if you like something, get it now, because it's generally at a discount, and that's a good deal. All right, so what we're playing with today is a card. Now, if you've been following me for a while, I am at 446. Yes, I totally agree that half sunflower is just beautiful. Sunflowers happen to be my favorite flower, so I'm really glad that they chose that. Now, I am at 446 videos today. So this was Facebook Live number 31, and I'm going back in my Facebook Lives and I'm recreating the cards, because you cannot go back in to my page and say, I would like to see number 62. And because that's not there anymore. So I'm recreating. So this was the card, like I said, number Facebook Live number 31. Well, this is Facebook Live number 444. And this, I took some things out of here, changed it up a little bit, but using current products. And this is using my favorite foil. It is called Earthen Tone Metallic, sorry. And it is kind of like a chocolate color. And I find it absolutely stunning. And then I used the sunflower 3D embossing folder on the back. And then I used the pretty floral dies. And then the stamp set as well. So I used that bundle. And so that is the inside of the card. And so today we are taking a card. Now I haven't been doing every single one. Now this is Facebook Live number 32. And it's kind of simple. It was my favorite leaf set that Stampin' Up! Ever made. I loved that the dies cut out the same time, and they also put a leaf vein. It embossed that on there, and the designer series paper was so much fun, and I loved the background that it had. So I took the idea off of this card, and I am using the few things, all different. I'm using the Need for Tweed. Now this is hi Dawn, how are you doing? I have the Need for Tweed designer series paper. This is an online exclusive, and we're going to be using the 2 green ones today. And the colors that coordinate with this are basic beige, basic black, cherry cobbler, early espresso, old olive, and pecan pie. And then we're also using the 3D Birchwood embossing folder. It's in the annual catalog. It's on page 109, and it's one of those big ones. Then we are using the branching out dies. Now this is a bundle that is in the holiday mini catalog, and for me, I think that this is kind of a sleeper. And what I mean by that is it's something that people have kind of didn't see that was in the catalog, because it's right here. And it's not necessarily Christmas, but you can use it for winter, all winter long. You can use it for anybody who is an outdoorsy type of person. And so we're going to create a card using that bundle. And I want to keep the embossing folder over here just because I don't want to hide it and stuff. And then we are using this beautiful ribbon. It's in the online exclusive, and it's called the Mossy Meadow and Gold. Now this is from the Painterly Pears Sweet Collection, and I really like the fact that there are 2 different colors to choose from. And then, let's see, I'll put that back over here. And then we're also going to use the adhesive-backed metallic gems. This is from the annual catalog. So we're actually using products from the annual catalog, the holiday mini catalog, and the online exclusives. So we're jumping all over the board. And then we're also using the early espresso and old olive linen thread pack. And we're using the old olive today. So I'm going to take that out and put that over here so that I can grab it easier. All right, so let's show you the stuff that we're going to use. And Okay, so I'm just going to take a drink here for a second. Oh, and I also want to say that, share some happy mail. Irene sent me this really cute card for Halloween, and cute little ghost with a pumpkin, and then the kitty cat holding a kitty cat. I love that. And then, so this is the card that she sent me, and Irene comes to our stamping events, and she came to the in-person one. And this coming Saturday, we're going to be having our our virtual event. So I'm really excited about that. And so this one says, Happy Halloween, and that goes in the front. And then the back side says, Trick or Treat. And so I just want to say thank you, Irene, for this really cute card. And Pippin, Mackenzie, and Camille. Those are her puppies. And then also Carl. That's her husband. So thank you, Irene, for that really cute card. And one thing, just want to get you guys thinking about, put this on your calendar. TheStampinEvent.com. The next in-person event is going to be Saturday, February 28th, 2026. That is going to be at the church in Highland Park. And this event that we just had on November 1st was our most attended. So it broke our record. So we're hoping that the Saturday, February 28th, might meet that or top that. So put that on your calendar. I don't know if the registration is available yet, but you can always check it out. All right, guys, let's get on. So I have these pine boughs from the stamp set, from the branching out dies, and the berries, and the pine cones. So I have these pre-cut because these were extras from my event that we just had on the 1st. So I always prep a little extra just in case somebody dropped it. So that's the reason why I'm not going to be die cutting these. So those are already going. So then we have this piece of paper. It's from the Need for Tweed, and it is 5.5 by 1/2 inch long. So we're going to be using that. Then we have a piece of Very Vanilla, and it's 3.5 by 3 3/4. And then we have a piece of the Designer Series paper. So that's the back side, and that is 4 by 2. And we're going to die cut that with this one. And then we have this one, which is 3.5 by 2. Hi, Dawn. How are you doing? All right. And we're going to die cut that. And then we have a piece of Very Vanilla, and it is a 1/4 sheet of cardstock, just trimmed down a little bit. So it's 5 1/4 wide by 8 inches long, and I scored it at 4. Okay, so I'm going to put that right there. And then we have Cherry Cobbler, because that is in the back side. And this is going to be our card base, so it is 5.5 by 4 1/4. All right, guys, so this is what we're going to be playing with today. And while that is sitting for a second, I am going to... you know what? I'm not going to refresh this. It is kind of but no sense in me putting another one on because I'm just going to be doing the same thing on here. So, okay, that is fine. All right. So, how you doing, Don? Welcome. Okay, so let's get these things off. We're going to put these off to the side for a moment so that I remember to cut them. And this is going to be for our greeting, so I'm going to stamp on that. And these are just going to sit right there. And get rid of that. And we're going to get rid of that. All right, so we're actually going to stamp first. So this is the front of our card, but we're going to turn it inside out because we don't want to stamp on anything beyond that fold. All right, so we're going to grab our Stampin' Pearson mat that has that piece of scrap paper on there, because whenever you have a photopolymer stamp set, you want to have a little bit of cushion under you. And we're also going to be using Cherry Cobbler, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, and Pecan Pie. And so we're going to open up the pecan pie. And now I heard something from another demonstrator, and I thought it was just absolutely funny. We're tap, tap, tap. We're inking a stamp, not killing a spider. And I absolutely laughed at that. I thought that was hilarious. All right, so tap, tap, tap. And then we're going to take that. I want this branch to be at the top right here. I don't need all that, to me, the dead branch, because this is going to be the inside of our card, and I wanted it to look nice. All right, so we're going to put that over to the side because we're going to clean that off. Now we're going to come back and use that color, but we're going to go in, and we're going to use the berries with this stamp set. And we're also going to use the greeting on the front that says friend. And so we're going to use the Cherry Cobbler. And now I need to, we're going to put this through the embossing folder. So it doesn't really matter if I'm doing the stamping first or the embossing folder, but I just want to get the stamping done so I know that I'm good. So this is a piece of scrap paper, and I am just going to stamp it right there, and that's all I want. I didn't know if it would turn out right, so I just kind of, that's good. All right, so we're going to clean that off in a little bit. And then here, we're going to grab the berries. And we're going to do Cherry Cobbler. So again, tap, tap, tap. We're inking a stamp, not killing spiders. So I have to figure out how I think I did that right away. All right, so these berries go on here perfectly, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to do that again. Okay, and then tap, tap, tap. No killing. Thank you very much. I love the branching out bundle. Your cards have been an inspiration for my purchase, Joy. You are so sweet, Laura. I am glad to help. I don't know. I mean, I feel like this stamp set is special. All right. There we go. Now, I might have missed some berries, but you know what? Nobody's going to sit there and say, well, how come that berry's not on a tree? That is okay. All right, so we're not done yet. we're going to take the old olive. Now, you can use the mini leaves. That works perfectly with the branches, or you can use the big leaves with the big branches. But I'm just going to use the single guy. I find for me that what I want to do is I want to go like this. So we're going to stamp it in full old olive, and then we're going to stamp off and get a different color. And so over here, we're going to do stamp off, and then a little bit of color. Okay, so we're giving it like a two-tone. And then, let's see, where else? We could go off here, and then we can do it right there. Okay, so then now we're just going to we'll put that off to the side, and then we're going to close that up, and we're going to go back to the pecan pie. And then we're going to grab the pine cones, and then just put a pine cone here and there, and you can even attach it where there is no stick. Nobody said that, you know, it has to have a stick in order to work. All right, so then let's see, one more. I want to go down here. Okay, so now we're done with the inside of our card. This one berry is actually going to, and maybe that berry is actually going to get a little cut off, but that's okay. Let's see here. I think we got all our stamping done. Oh, no, we did not. We need to open up the the cherry cobbler again. I forgot. I need to do the greeting for the inside of the card. Okay, so this is, again, tap, tap, tap. We're not killing a spider. I just love that. I'm going to say that every time. Tap, tap, tap. We're not killing spiders. Okay, now I mean, like, how pretty is that for the inside of your card? Okie dokie. So we're going to put the ink pads away, except for this one, because we're going to use that. And we're going to use the brush. And we're going to take this piece of cardstock, and we're going to put that down at the bottom. But you know what? I'm thinking I might just want to put that on the side there. But then I could also make this smaller. We can cut that and make that smaller. All right, and then move that just a tad bit over and make that even. Because when I did this card, when I did my original, I did the paper first, and then I designed, the stamping part. And I'm like, huh, what am I going to do with that? All right, so we're going to put this on the bottom. And I think that I like that, actually. Okay, so we're going to grab the silicone mat, and we're going to add our Stampin' Seal. And this is actually a very easy layout that you can recreate. Now, I'm going to put this here because, number one, I could see this better. And I want a little tiny bit of vanilla showing at the bottom. And then I can snip that off with my snips. Okay, now we'll throw that away in the trash. Now we need to put, so that is what that looks like. Now we need to put this through the birchwood folder. So we're going to get rid of the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine. You know what? I mean, we're going to, might as well finish using up the Stampin' Pearson mat. And we're going to take one of these and we're going to add Mossy Meadow to it. And we want to create, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some color. One thing I like about also this mat is that I can hold my color down and grab the, without having to grab my hand, I can push it towards my mat and then give it a little bit of coloring, because these were already cut and I did not want to come back and go with early espresso coloring. So when I have these on here, you could see that there is two different color pieces there. All right, so use what you have, don't throw them away. And we're just gonna put that away now because we're done with the ink. And okay, now we can get rid of the Stampin' Pearson mat. Thank you, Laura, very much. Okay, so we're going to grab the Stampin' Cut Emboss machine and we're going to die cut, and then we're going to emboss. So we'll be right back. Okay, so I got my embossing folders here. We're going to take and grab every platform off, all the die cutting plates off, and we're just going to use platform number 1 and folder number 4, and those are the ones that you use when you do 3D embossing. Now I am going to make sure that this line, my embossing folder, this line here is the stopping point for my embossing. Okay, so this here, right there, that's the bottom of my card. So this is the top part. So we're going to put that through, and we're going to push that all the way up, and we're not going to let that move. I don't think I let it move. Maybe I did. And try that again. All right, just line that up, and then we're going to lay that down, and then we're going to put the part of the platform number 4 right on top, and we're going to push that through. And sorry for the shaking of the camera, guys. All right, we'll move that. All right, so we're not going to use platform number 4 anymore, so we're done with that. And see how that turned out nicely? Now, that is going to be the top of our card. And we're going to put that back. We're done with that. Now we're going to use number 1, and then we're going to need the number 2, which is the adapter, and then the cutting plate number 3, and then the clear one for the top. And I have 2 different pieces that are getting cut, And these are straight edges. Now, David, hi, welcome. It's crafting on Sunday. All right, so we're going to take this and put it through at an angle, because if you put your flat edges going through the rollers, it is going to give it a harder time, more pressure than if you put them at an angle. Now we're going to put the plate on top, and we'll just roll that right through, and that will die cut that in a fun shape. I love this bundle, and I really, really, really hope that it stays around a long time. Because, I mean, pine boughs do not necessarily just say Christmas. And there's actually no Christmas greetings in this set whatsoever. However, you can certainly put a Christmas greeting in here. And you can also do winter wishes. I mean, if somebody has a birthday in November, December, January, February, if somebody likes to go deer hunting, I mean, it's, you know, outdoorsy type stuff. I have a friend that loves to go hiking. All right, so let's take our little guillotine cutter. Now, this little guillotine cutter is not available, and the reason why is because it was something that if you were to sign up, it was a special. If you were to sign up to be a demonstrator, you got to get a free guillotine cutter. However, us demonstrators, we also get perks, because they had a certain number. Oh, I cut that a little too chunky, so we're going to move that. We're going to go down. And so we're going to take a Post-it note, and we're going to hold on to it so that it is going to help us chop that off. We're going to go this way. That's what I meant to do. And get a better cut. I wanted a closer cut, but I don't want it to chop it off the letters. There we go. Well, hey, Bert. Coming to steal my chair? The DSP is a need for Tweed. It's in the online store. And it looks like that. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4 sheets, and then you get 3 of each sheet. So that is a great value when you have multiple cards being made. All right, so I'm close to where I want to be. If I'm not perfect on cutting straight, I'm just going to do it. We're going to go. We're just snipping very close. There we go. That is what I wanted. And that is our greeting. Okay. Yep, need for Tweed. I always thought that was fun. Play on Need for Speed. Okay. And then, oops. So now, we'll grab our Stampin' Pearson mat again, and we're going to grab our berries that were cut in basic beige, and now we're going to use the cherry cobbler and the pecan pie blends. Pecan pie, this one is, oh, I'm sorry. This is the dark bronze. Then we have the dark cherry cobbler. It's not pecan pie, it's dark bronze. It's the bronze one that comes in with the, then what I did is I put that in the wrong spot. Is this my, yes, my dark pecan pie is in the wrong spot. It was, there we go. That's what happened. I put that in my, this is here the dark pecan pie. So now we're using dark pecan pie and cherry cobbler. Okay, so I am going to take the nib tip and we're going to cut the berries. Bert, you're in my chair. And what is on the floor? All right, move it, buddy. When I color, I like to sit. So I'm going to sit for just a moment, just because I need to be closer. And these are so tiny. So I'm just going to grab and color my berries. I don't know why I'm not talking about anything. Concentrating on staying inside the circles, I guess. But this is a really great way to get some color with using your blends. And it's really not a lot of space to do the shading, but that's okay. I'm just going by the colors of the designer series paper. If you wanted to leave this with, you know, basic beige berries and then color the stick, the stem, so that it would be darker, you could do that. All right, we're going to put that back, put our blends in the right spot. All right. Oh, I need the, I don't know why I put that away. I need that again. It's like I designed this card yesterday, and I always have to, you know, because I don't always put it together the same way that I design it. I don't know if anybody's ever like that. They come up with a concept and then they try to go mass produce the card. And it's not the same way that they designed it. Is anybody ever like that? Or is it just me? Probably just me. Okay, so there's one. I think I got all the colors on there. And I'm sure if I wanted to, I can, you know, do the pine boughs the same way. And then use two different color blends on the pine boughs, but it's easier just to do it with one color and then use the blending brush and just color it all at once. All right, I need to grab that cherry cobbler one again because we're doing something different. We're gonna go and we're going to take the copper and we're going to color one big, we're going to do two big, and one small. Okay, and that was using the cherry cobbler. And we'll just set that aside for when we... No, you're not coming up here. All right, so now I'm going to stand up so that my cat can have... get off in a minute. Rainbow? Really? We'll send you a pic when you're done. That would be cool. Where are you at if you have a rainbow? Okay, so, yeah, you can rewatch the replay, and then you can see everything put together, Laura. Okay, so this is going to go in between here, and so we're going to give it a snip, and then a snip. All right, now we'll throw that away, and then we're going to put a little tiny bit of adhesive here, and we're going to put that right in the center, just like that. And then we're going to take this and get rid of that because it's a mess. And we're going to put this on our cherry cobbler card base. He's like, can I get up there now? Are you going to let me sit there now? Bert. He likes to take my chair when I'm not sitting there. We got him shaved because his undercoat was like so matted. And it was just awful. And so now he just wants to sit on me because he is colder. Okay, now that just needs to get a little bit off so it's a little bit more even. Okay, and that's going to go down here. Okay. And then we're going to put dimensionals on here. And I'm going to grab all my things and put them right there so that I know where they're at. Okay. And then we're going to grab the people poker and we're going to put, we should get him a sweater. I don't even know if I would be able to get that sweater even near him. But yeah, that would be a good idea. All right, so we're going to take that and at a slight angle, grab those dimensional backers and just flick them across the way. You're in Maui. Oh my goodness, Laura. I hope you're having fun, my friend. That sounds absolutely beautiful. Why are you even watching me? All right, I think that's a little crooked. So I need to lift this up and reposition just a tad bit better. Okay, I think that's better. Okay. Now I still need to cut a little bit off of here. Better. There we go. Now I'm better. Okay. So then we're going to take our Stampin' Pearson mat, our silicone craft sheet, and we're going to grab the liquid Tombow glue, and we're going to put just a little tiny bit right here. You're awesome. I knew you were going out of town, but I didn't know where you were going. I hope you got a chance to see. Now, this, my friend Carolyn, she gave me this. This is a little brush that, it's a silicone brush, and it was about out to here, and she gave it a haircut. And what you do with it is you pounce it in your glue, and then you take it and you pounce it on your item that you need to glue on, and you're not going to have it squishing all over the place. Like, how cool is that? Now, I know it shows, you know, it kind of blends in a little bit, but that's okay. And then we're going to do the same thing with, now we're not going to stick it in the same glue spot. We're going to put it over here. And we're going to put that over to the side there. Okay. And then we're going to take this and we're going to grab mini glue dots and a pair of adhesive scissors, and we're going to grab the people poker, and we're going to put a dimensional here, and then we're going to take a dimensional, and we're actually going to cut it in half. And we're going to lay it on this one. Okay, we're going to take that backing off. There we go. Throw that away. And we're going to put this other dimensional right on top. So we're double stacking it. Okay, now we're going to take off that backing. And throw that away. And that one. Okay, and then we're going to take the glue and we're going to pounce it right here. Now, how to clean this off is you let that dry and you just rub it off and you put it right in the trash. How cool is that, right? Okay, and then we're going to take the glue, pounce it on this one. Oh, we got a glue booger. And get rid of that. And we'll put that right there. Rub that booger off. I know. Okay, I mean, like, it's not done yet. We're going to put our Wink of Stella on the berries. Okay. And then just like that. Okay, you can see that in there. And then while that's, I'm going to do the berries on the inside here. And try to stay within that lines because this will reactivate the cherry cobbler and it becomes wet, and so it can color outside the lines. And I do really not wish to do that. And you can see the little shimmer of those berries. Okay, so then now we're just going to clear that off because that liquid can, you know, that color can stay on there and it can reactivate itself. All right, so we're just going to let that sit there for a second while we finish what we're doing. We're going to put 3 of the pine cones. I don't know why I had 4, but we're going to put mini glue or mini dimensionals on each one. So 1, and it's going to stick to me. 2, and 3. Okay, so then I'm going to get rid of the dimensionals. All right, take that away. Oops, I do need the dimensionals back. Once more, I forgot. The mini dimensionals, we're going to cut off one of these pieces. And that's going to fit right here. We're going to take that off. And we're going to put that right down here in the corner. And then we're going to take the backings off, stab and grab those backings. All 3 of them can go in the trash. And we're going to do one there, one right there, and the other one right there. And then we're going to take this. Now at the top here, you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 notches. And this one is really being unruly. I don't like it when it gets like to the point where half of it comes off. I will cut it apart and re-wrap it. All right, so I want to do a double bow, but it's very stringy. You know how it's kind of curly-Q? So take this between your fingers and just go like that. And then that straightens it up. And we're going to make a double bow with this linen. And I think that's about it, where we want to go. I'm going to snip that off. And then we're going to wrap this. And we're going to come to the closest part of where it's going to get pushed in. And so now I always know that it's right here and it's not going to unravel. Drives me nuts when it does that. Okay. Then we're going to take this and fold that into a bow. Yes, Bert. He's like, aren't you done yet? You need to come and sit here so I could sit on you. I mean, when he sleeps with me, he's like right butt up against me. And it's like, there is no room when you have a 20-pound cat sitting right next to you. He is literally a speed bump in bed. You can't roll over unless, if you want to roll over, you have to wake up, literally kick him out of the way, and then move. I still love him though. All right. Okay, we're going to take a mini glue dot, and there we go. That is the first one that is available. And we're going to tear that off, stick that smack dab in the middle of my pine cone, and we'll give this a little tiny bit of a snippet. And there we go. You're still too long. There we go. All right. So what do you think? Okay. So we're gonna, oh, we're not done. We have to put the metallic pieces. I really like showing products and showing them a different way to use them, then, oops, I just wanted you to move. There we go. Better. All right. And then we're going to put you right there. And then we're going to put you right up there. Thank you, Tina. Glad you enjoyed it. Okay. So we used the Cherry Cobbler blends to color the metallic. We used it on the bronze, and so then that way, there we go. I was like, where's my... This goes in here. And I have it listed, so then that way it's in the annual catalog. It's on page 125. And, you know, if you don't remember that, all you have to do in the search bar is punch in the word metallic. And everything with the word metallic in it pops up. And then all you have to do is scroll screen to screen to screen and then add to cart. And you might find other metallic things that coordinate with each other that you didn't know that were there. So that's kind of fun too. Okay, so this is the card. And it says, friend, thinking of you brings joy to my heart. So again, this was the original card. And this was today's card. So I'm glad you like it. All right, so here is the inside of that one. And so we just kind of upgraded. All right, so hopefully you enjoyed it, that you want to give me a thumbs up. Thank you, Dawn. Give me a thumbs up to say you like it. Give me a heart. I love that. Facebook loves it. Leave a comment. Now, if you watch the replay, leave a comment to do a thumbs up as well, because you get entered into the drawing by doing that, not just while I am live. So when it gets close to the 30 days, I pick the names and then send the cards out. Now, if you're somebody that is new to me and that I don't have the address, I will kindly send you a messenger message and say, hi, you want a card from Facebook Live, blah, blah, blah. Send me your address and I will mail you the card from that presentation. And most people do. Now, there are some people that are on Facebook that do not have any contact information, and they watch my Stampin' for Joy Facebook page. Now, if you wish to win a card, there's no way, and I know one lady's name is Marcia. I believe that's how it is. And I've tried, you know, I've picked her name several times, and I went to send her a message to say, hey, but there's no way that I can send any information to her saying, hey, I need your address so I can send you a card, because she doesn't have it set up in her Facebook settings to receive email or a post or anything, so I can't send her a card. Then that way you can win. So Laura, thank you very much. So I shall be back on Thursday, I hope, with a new card. And so again, do that thumbs up, share this on your timeline. If you share this on your timeline, you will get 2 entries. And that means that, number one, somebody on your timeline, you know, they may not know what stamping is. And so seeing this video might introduce them to the best paper crafting hobby there is. I'm partial. And maybe scrapbooking might be their thing. That could be fun too. You can use stamps in scrapbooking. I just don't scrapbook because I don't have any kids. I have cats, and I am not doing cat scrapbooks. Sorry, guys. All right. Here's a cat sitting in a box. Here's a cat sitting in my chair. No, I don't think that'll work. All right, guys. Thank you very much for hanging out with me on a Sunday night. I hope that you enjoy your trip, Laura. Watch as many sunsets as you possibly can. Enjoy this week, guys. I'll see you on Thursday, and happy stamping.